guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about how much money you need to have invested to retire off dividends. Now, we're going to be breaking down everything you must know about dividends and answering that main question. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. So guys, let's dive into it. Hit that like button, subscribe, because it really helps me out when you guys do that. So now, let's jump into it. Alright, so for those of you that don't know what dividends are, dividends is pretty much when a company makes so much money they will pay their investors in the form of cash. Now, the reason why a lot of people love this is because this thing is passive income. It requires a little work in the beginning, and then if you do it right, you guys can get paid for decades. Now, a company does not have to pay you a dividend. That's where a lot of people get misinformation, thinking that just because a company has paid dividends in the past does not mean that they will pay them in the future. But there is some things like dividend kings and dividends aristocrats, which are companies that are just more likely to pay dividends. Pretty much a dividend king is when a company's been paying a dividend for more than 50 years. One of the most common companies is Coca-Cola. Over 58 years paying a dividend and increasing that dividend payout. So this is a pretty strong indication that Coca-Cola is going to continue to pay dividends for the future. Also, a dividend aristocrat is pretty much when a company has been paying a dividend and increasing that dividend for 25 years. And you guys will see all the very common dividends right here. So starting out, one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you even invest into dividend paying companies? Well, it's actually very simple. You just need a stockbroker. A stockbroker pretty much just gives you access to buying and selling stock. That's pretty much it. I'm sure you guys have heard of companies like Robinhood, M1 Finance, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, all these massive companies. Guys, all you need is a broker. My recommendation is make sure the broker offers something called DRIP. DRIP is pretty much just a dividend reinvesting, because starting out, you don't need that cash. You may only get a couple dollars a year depending on how much money you have invested. But all the dividends you get for the first couple of years, or my recommendation for like 40 years, take those dividends and reinvest them back into these companies. This is what's going to happen. You guys will clearly see the correlation between reinvesting your dividends and not reinvesting your dividends. Reinvesting your dividends over the long run will definitely make you guys more money, make you have, higher account balances. It's just the best strategy for starting out. And if you guys have a hard time with dividend investing, picking and choosing different dividend companies, my recommendation is look for dividend ETFs. There's a ton of dividend ETFs out there. My top dividend ETF is ticker symbol SCHD. And the reason why I love this dividend ETF so much is because it packs a major punch in that dividend world. It pretty much holds all the top paying dividend companies out there, so you don't have to worry about buying, selling, finding the best dividend stocks, finding this one. They do it all for you. It's completely a great way to reduce risk, and on average, this thing has had an over 13% return per year. So you'll have great growth. You'll have dividends to start compounding your account, building up that passive income. It's just a fantastic strategy that I would highly recommend, because you don't have to worry about finding these stocks. They do it all for you. Alright, so now that we have a general understanding of what dividends are, some tips, some tricks, how to buy, some things you must know about dividend investing, how much money do you need invested to live off of for retirement? Now, a lot of people love to look at it as retirement just because some of these figures we're going to talk about are very large. It's going to take time to build up. But guys, in order to get to these figures, you just got to take that first step. So if you're worried about me talking about this and you don't know what to do, just start investing. That's the biggest thing that I would highly recommend. Just start. Whether you invest $1 a month or $1 a year or $100,000 a year, just start that process. You guys will fall in love with it and just start seeing your account grow. Alright, so now the money question. How much money would you need invested to live off of? So it's actually very simple. You would need about $1,670,000 invested. Now this is looking off of a 3% dividend yield, which is a very common yield you guys will come across. Obviously, the higher the dividend yield is, the less money you guys will need invested. So, and this is just off of $50,000 a year. This is just a very common salary we always hear about $50,000 a year is the average salary in America here. But guys, obviously, if you guys have a dividend yield of 5%, you only will need $1 million. But my recommendation is, just because a company pays a higher dividend yield does not mean the company's better. It's almost better to invest in high quality companies that pay a lower dividend yield and, you know, invest and grow with them, and these dividends will start compounding, and before you know it, you guys will see that $1 million, and it will grow very, very quick, guys. So my recommendation, start, and that's how much money you guys will need invested to make $50,000 a year and live off your dividends, guys. So it obviously varies person to person. Somebody could live off of $10,000 a year, and another person would need $1 million a year to retire. It all depends on you, but I found the average, you know, $50,000 a year is about $1.67 million. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe out there. Take care.